It's on Score 05 Grappling Fisticuff Radio with Kenny K-Flow Florian.
What's up, man?
What's up, brother? Hey, so obviously you're here doing some work with ADCC 2022. The one thing I've said repeatedly all weekend is this is the biggest grappling event of all time. Mo and Seth and Sean have done an amazing job. Give me your thoughts just on the event up to this point.
Well, it's been a first-class event. You know, it's crazy to see the evolution, not only on the technical side of things, but also the production. I mean, you know, they have a truck outside. They have some crazy graphics here. You know, we're in a huge arena that's going to get filled up tomorrow night. So, again, it's a testament to all the hard work that's being done behind the scenes, but also the growth of the sport, right? The fans are what makes the sport. We have the best submission grapplers in the world competing tomorrow, and I can't wait.
You know, it's almost like it's a complete circle, right? Like you said, not only the stage that we're on, but the production. I mean, it almost feels, I said UFC, but I'm changing it now to almost, it feels like the old school Pride days. I mean, it really does. And like you said, the athletes continue to get better. So it's a full circle where it's like, in the last 3 years, I didn't think they could eclipse 2019, but I would say everything on every level has been eclipsed.
Yeah, they keep stepping up their game. Again, we're here at the Thomas & Mack Arena in Vegas. You know, big fight city, but, you know, as far as grappling goes, you know, it's hard to get people to turn out. This was just like, you know, the bracket reveal, and the whole arena was pretty full. So, again, it's amazing. The energy just feels different, even from 2019, which was an awesome show in Los Angeles. But again, everyone's just stepping up their game. Tomorrow it's going to be packed. It's going to be really loud. It's going to be crazy. You have a lot of big stars that are being promoted now that, you know, when the UFC was doing their thing, they did the great job of telling the story of the fighters. And I think, you know, Flow Grappling and all the other events have done a great job of telling the story of all the superstars, namely Gordon Ryan, right, who's the biggest name in the sport. And he's a legit superstar, man. He's making crazy amounts of money doing this, and it's great to see. It's great to see that grapplers have an outlet, that you don't have to just go to MMA or just, you know, open up a school to make money. You can make legit money by competing in jiu-jitsu now, which is awesome. Yeah.
Well, and Kenny, for you, you're a guy who's come from amateur MMA all the way to the biggest lights and the biggest fights in the UFC. For a lot of these grapplers, this is the first time on a stage of this level. This is the first time in front of 7,000 people with this much on the line, with this big of a production. What are some pieces of advice you would give to those guys, if any?
That's a real thing. You know, I actually remember competing here for the Ultimate Fighter finale, and I had trained with Diego Sanchez every day. We'd go back and forth, all this stuff. But when it came to stepping into this arena and hearing the crowd and having all the craziness happen backstage and getting in preparation for the fight on fight week and all that stuff, it threw me off completely. I remember being like a deer out in the headlights. So, you know, having those jitters, it's a real thing. And being here and having a crowd that you've never experienced before, whether it's people cheering for you or against you, it's something that no matter who you are and how many jiu-jitsu tournaments or grappling tournaments you've done, it's just totally different, right? So it's for a lot of these young grapplers, I'm really curious to see how they respond, even for a lot of the experienced guys, because they've never seen anything like this, certainly not anything like they're going to experience tomorrow. I mean, this place is going to be packed.
So for me, Kenny, the highlight of this weekend was obviously tonight with the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, seeing the plaques, seeing the guys out here. The seminar was amazing. What's the biggest thing you're looking forward to this weekend?
Gosh, you know, obviously there's the super fight, right, between Galvao and Gordon Ryan. For me, it's the biggest super fight because I truly think it's one of those matches to determine not who the best is right now, but who the best is potentially of all time. You know, you look at Galvao and what he's accomplished. You look at what Gordon Ryan has done. I think it's a battle to see who the GOAT is. So that's always intriguing, and that's a rare absolute, and that's a rare thing. You know, when you get two guys, you know, at their level competing against each other is rare. I can't wait to see that. But there's so many divisions, man. I can go on and on, whether it's 66 kilos, 77, 88, the women's division. It's really hard to pick who is going to emerge as the champion. And it seems like every ADCC, we have at least one big surprise. I want to know who that big surprise is.
I can't wait. For me, it's like, I get chicken skin just talking about it because for me, this is the pinnacle of grappling. I mean, like you said, we never know who's going to win. Every division is stacked. I don't think there's a division that you can say isn't a Shark Tank when it comes to the competitors. Before I let you go, Kenny, can I get a prediction on the super fight?
Sure. All right. Well, let's see. It's hard to say. I don't feel so comfortable picking someone right now, but I'll say this. I think Gordon Ryan is going to have an edge with his age and with his technical prowess. His game is good everywhere, and it goes deep everywhere. I don't think we've ever seen a grappler quite like Gordon Ryan, ever. And also his mentality for competing and the way he's able to execute. However, he's going against the best strategist in grappling history, in my opinion, Andre Galvao. He knows how to win, and he goes out there and executes. And I think in a lot of ways, it's going to be an advantage for him that he hasn't stayed so active like Gordon Ryan, because you don't know what he's been working on, what kind of tricks he has up his sleeve. We saw that against Felipe Pena. He had a phenomenal performance against Felipe, and Felipe is a really tough guy to look good against. So it's a really tough one for me to pick. But I think it's going to be bananas, especially given the backdrop that Gordon Ryan's going to be competing in the 99 kilogram plus division. I mean, he's going to have to strategize so well in that division because he's going against monsters, and those big guys can tire you out. And then he has a potential 40-minute match or whatever it is against Galvao. So I don't know how it's going to play out. If I said, I'd be lying to you. So I have no idea what's going to happen, but I can't wait.
If you don't enjoy that breakdown, I'm going to tell you right now, just turn off your computer, unplug it, throw it out the window, drive over it in your mom's car, and get out of her basement. Get out of her basement. Kenny Florian, Anton Scoro, 5 Grappling Fisticuff Radio.
Awesome.
Thanks, Kenny.